You're watching K2 News on Digital.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into today's Digicast. I'm Noelle Ford. Happy Friday, May 31st. And it is a Friday. A lot of news going on. I'm sure you know what I'm about to talk about. We begin with the historic verdict against former President Donald Trump. I've been following this from the live desk since it started. I do want to take a live look outside of Trump Towers right now. Some of the former president's supporters have gathered outside. They have signs. The former president, he did just give a press conference. So we heard some of his first remarks since a jury of 12 people found him guilty on those 34 felony counts on falsifying business records. That was to conceal a hush money payment he made to a porn star in 2016 while he was running for president. Just the background again, if you have forgotten it or haven't been keeping up with the trial. Trump is the only former U.S. president to be convicted of a felony. So during his press conference this morning, Trump reiterated some of the claims that, this trial was rigged. He said this multiple times before. He also took shots at the judge, Judge Juan Merchan, and also the New York DA, Alvin Bragg. Here's a little bit of what Trump had to say at that press conference this morning.
Bragg is down watching a trial on what they call crimes. They're falsifying business records. That sounds so bad. To me, it sounds very bad. It's only a misdemeanor, but to me, it sounds so bad. When they say falsifying business, that's a bad thing for me. I've never had that before.
So even though Trump was found guilty, that gag order is still in effect. So when Trump was doing this press conference, he did kind of have to tiptoe around the case. He did bring up his ex-lawyer, Michael Cohen, without saying his name, though. And he was the prosecution's star witness, really the prosecution's almost whole entire case. Trump said, quote, about Michael Cohen, "This was a highly qualified lawyer. Now I'm not able to use his name because of the gag order." And then he went on to call him a sleazebag. So some strong words against Michael Cohen, the DA, and then also the judge. Trump also brought up the election, and then he criticized President Biden. He also used the press conference to share his campaign website and then ask for donations. So we have gotten a response from the Biden campaign. I'm going to pull that up on your screen for you. So they say, quote, "This man cannot be president of the United States." Unhinged by his 2020 election loss and spiraling from his criminal convictions, Trump is consumed by his own thirst for revenge and retribution. And this statement was in direct response to that press conference that I just told you about. And we're going to continue this coverage here. So I wanted to talk about some local reaction. Even with the guilty verdict, Trump is still the presumed Republican nominee. And it's not the only big national race going on right now. I mean, there's a lot of big national races going on right now. One of them that we are following, this is the Oregon House District 5 race. And we were looking to see, if Trump's verdict is going to affect any of the candidates running for Oregon District 5. Republican Lori Chavez-DeRemer holds the seat right now. And then she is going to face off against Democratic nominee Janelle Bynum coming up in November. So K2 asked Bynum if she thought that the verdict against Trump would impact the District 5 race in November.
And in these moments, they're looking for people who are going to stand up, who are going to abide by the social contract. And, sometimes leaders have to break rules, they have to shift the paradigm, but this really isn't one of those cases. This is one of those where people are looking for real leadership. And as I've said before, when you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas. And Lori is complicit in the chaos in Washington, and Trump's only going to do everything he can to continue the chaos.
And Chavez-DeRemer, she has endorsed Trump in the 2024 presidential election. K2's Steve Dunn spoke with the representative before that verdict came in, and he asked her if she thought her support for Trump would hurt her in the election. Here's what she had to say.
Earning an endorsement or giving an endorsement, we're talking about party, but when we're talking about policy, that's where people are going to hold my feet to the fire. And again, my record proves that. I have over 300 bills that my name is either on or I've been a co-sponsor of. 84% of those have been bipartisan. So I think my record speaks for itself.
And then taking a look now at what comes next for Donald Trump. I mean, a few things could come next. We do know that his sentencing is not going to be till July 11th. ABC News legal analyst Dan Abrams gave us some good information. So He said that Trump has been found guilty of the lowest class of New York felony. Jail is possible, but it's not likely. He could get jail, probation, home confinement. We do know that Trump's attorneys, though, they have vowed to appeal the case. One of them spoke on CNN this morning with some more information, so I'm going to pull that up for you.
We're going to vigorously appeal this verdict. I think this case is replete with reversible error. We are going to take this as high and as far as we need to, including to the U.S. Supreme Court, to vindicate President Trump's rights. In the days and weeks and months ahead, we are going to be challenging this verdict. I do not believe that it will end up standing. And as President Trump said last night, the ultimate verdict is going to be that of the American people at the ballot box next November. And I believe that they will be so outraged by this verdict that, if anything, it will help his chances, not hurt his chances of gaining back the White House.
And then it looks like Trump may be getting some help from his allies over on Capitol Hill. I'm going to pull up this tweet for you. This is from Representative Jim Jordan. He has a committee about the alleged weaponization of the federal government. That is the Weaponization Committee. And he has invited the New York DA Alvin Bragg and the prosecutor to a hearing by that committee. That is scheduled for June 13th. Of course, that's something we'll be tracking. A lot that could be coming with this Trump case. So, of course, stay with us, developing news, continuing coverage. We will be on your side covering this on air, online. I'm sure I'll be talking about this a lot more from the morning live desk. But let's switch gears now and talk about something else. That's affecting all of us, weather. Sarah Bagby, that's the other big story today, I feel like, because, we have a big weekend going on, and I know Sunday is going to have some weather problems.
That's right. We have a lot going on, and we'll be talking about what's happening this weekend, but let's talk about the weather first. So the next 7 days is quite a mixed bag. So you have these warm temperatures creeping up on us right now. We're going to get up to 78 today, which is awesome, and we're going to stick around the summer kind of weather through Saturday and part of Sunday. The big story here is that we have this off system. It's right offshore. It's coming in, this big weather maker that's going to bring us what everyone calls these rivers, these atmospheric rivers, which is the same thing you may have heard before as the Pineapple Express. And what that is this jet stream carries in all of these different storms, and then we get hit with rain after rain after rain. What we don't know yet is if it's going to be a heavy rain on Sunday night into Monday, or if it's going to be from Monday into Tuesday. So we're trying to figure that out right now. You can't know because it's based on the winds. So all the meteorologists here at K2 will be tracking this, and we are keeping a close eye on it. We know we're going to get drenched though.
Yeah.
I am a little bit worried about Monday, because if it happens Monday, we're talking about, not flash flooding, but huge puddles, kind of stuff you would be seeing maybe in the winter. So a little different.
Not normal for this time of year, you don't think?
Not really for June. We're thinking we may get some record rainfall.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That is...
Which is, we could use it, but maybe not on one day when we're out there trying to drive.
But at least it's not going to be on Saturday, though, because, there's a lot more events going on Saturday, I feel.
Right,
I mean, at least you'll be able to get out for some of them. So
and we'll talk about that. And also the weekend after, by then it'll heat up again. So
all right, we'll
get back into the summer. So, let's talk about what's happening this weekend, because there's a few things. I even have a few things that I want to talk about specifically, like the Portland Timbers. Yes, that's tomorrow. The big deal about this is it's 7:30, and I did look into how do they do against the Houston before. This is going to be a close game. They have lost to Houston in the past a lot. They've played 20 in the last 28 games. They've only won 10 times.
Oh wow!
But they are
not looking good.
They're a little better this year though. Right now, if you were a gambler, let's say, they're saying it's about 43% chance that they'll win, 27% chance that they'll tie, and 30% chance that they'll lose. So that tells you right there it's going to be a close game. And if you do want to buy tickets, you don't have them. They are anywhere between $41 to $231 right there up front. So just letting people know about that.
A big range there. So any budget, I guess, you could fit. And then Sarah, what are the other events? I know there's a lot of festivals, the Starlight Parade. I want to talk about that a little bit too, because there's so much going on there.
Yeah. Now this is the Care Oregon Starlight Parade. I didn't put the word Care Oregon in there because I couldn't fit it, but they're the ones putting this on. And the actual parade isn't until the evening. That's the whole point. Everything's in lights at 8 o'clock. But there is a couple things going on. There's the marching band, and I know a lot of people actually love this event if you are into marching bands, and there are a lot of people in Portland who are. One more time around again marching band. That's the name of the marching band. Will be performing from 2 to 3 o'clock. And then they're going to have the Starlight Run at 6:30 to 7:30. And then right after that is the Starlight Parade. We do this every single year, and it's always really cool because it's at night and all lit up. One thing, too, that I have to mention just to warn everyone is this: if you notice the times of the Timber Games and the Starlight Parade, they're right around the same time as when you get out.
That's what I was thinking. That is going to be a nightmare for
look
the
at the
traffic
map.
when that
I actually brought a
happens.
map for
Here
everyone
we
to
go.
see. So here is the route. Look where it ends. It's going to be at Providence Park. So that's when everybody's getting out of the Timbers game.
Yeah,
The
so it's going to be a
traffic-
double traffic impact
Exactly.
then, yeah.
We've got closed roads for the parade, closed. So all those timber people are going to have to deal with closed on Burnside, all around Providence Park. So the recommendation for this is to just either walk, park in the smart parking. There's lots of smart parking, but find a way to get there without planning to park anywhere nearby Providence Park, because that's just not a possibility.
I would stay away, and also just
Yeah.
the area, the city fair as well, down on Nato
That
Parkway
starts
by the
again
waterfront.
tonight.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday.
I would try not to
Park
drive.
Birthday party is going on too, which they have huge things going on. It's always fun at Oaks Park anyway, but they've got a little extra going on.
Yeah.
There's just so much to do this weekend. It's
Also, one last thing, Sarah, because I'm really excited about this one. Rhonda and I were talking about this yesterday. Rhonda is a big fisher. We are both excited because fishing license is they can be very expensive. So free
Yeah.
fishing days are important. And I know we do need to point out, though, please avoid mussels and oysters because of the paralytic shellfish poisoning. It is important to point that out.
You can go crabbing. I did research this because I wanted to find out. You were supposed to be able to get clams too. Everything was free, but we don't want to get into the clams or the mussels. But you can go crabbing. You can harvest crabs. Those seem to be safe. And one more thing in addition is if you are interested in fishing or even learning and you don't know how, there are events all over Oregon giving you the equipment, lending you the equipment, I should say. You don't get to keep it.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
Yeah, so you can just look it up online. We probably have it at k2.com too. We should.
And then one last thing, parking and camping is also free Saturday night. So if you want to go fishing, if you want to make a big event out of it, now is your time. Also, Saturday is going to have much better weather Saturday night into
That's
Sunday.
right. That's the day to do it. And just to add on to the free parking and camping, it's just in certain spots. I did look into that because we made it. It didn't seem on their site that it was everywhere. And then I learned that one person was complaining. It's not everywhere.
All
Just check out your camping spot first.
Yeah, definitely go online, double check before you get there. But a lot of fun events happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Go outside, have some fun, just stay away from the traffic
have a great
impact
weekend,
Saturday.
though.
Yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you back here on Monday.
This has been a K2 News Digicast. K2 News is on your side.